The following is a presentation of Senator Basketball on Salem's 1220 WSLM, your home for exclusive coverage of the West Washington Senators, the Hoosiers, the Boilermakers, the Reds, and the Colts. Now let's go courtside and join the broadcast team for our Senator tip-off pregame show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the friendly confines of Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where tonight the Senators will halt a 4-game homestand as they close out the home portion of their schedule here in the month of January. The Mustangs of New Washington come to town with a 10-5 mark, fresh off of a big conference win in the Southern Athletic Conference last night as they were able to take down the Henryville Hornets. Meanwhile, the Senators coming off of another nice outing as far as wins are concerned, because they picked up their 8th straight with a win in conference play over Springs Valley here on this very floor last night, again moving them down to 8-1 on the year and 2-1 in the Patoka Lake. So tonight we've got the Senators and the Mustangs set to do some battle, and your countdown to the tip starts now. Hello again, everyone. I'm Misty Jones, and joining me in just a moment for tonight's broadcast of Senator Basketball here on Salem's 1220 will be my sidekick and my broadcast partner, Senator Football's own Mark Gibson. Well, for Coach Sullivan and his crew, the hits just keep coming, as we said, with another win last night. That's now 8 straight on the year for Coach Sullivan's ball club. However, Stella had a hard time finding her groove offensively last night as the Senators struggled with a high frequency of turnovers. As a matter of fact, after having just 9 in the win here on Wednesday night over Salem, the Senators coughed it up 15 times and kept a game really close when it shouldn't have been against a team coming in with just 1 win on the year, and that was Springs Valley. However, despite the offensive woes and struggles and the 15 turnovers, the Senators were able to get just enough with 12 out of Holden Bousman and 10 out of Harrison Sanford to be able to claim the victory in conference play. Senators also able to do a little bit better job, at least down the stretch, at the free throw line, 8 out of 11 in that fourth quarter to kind of help keep the Blackhawks at arm's length. So as I welcome in my broadcast partner and my colleague, Coach Gibson, to tonight's broadcast. Coach, we hope that we see a little bit different version of the Senators than what we saw here last night. Hope to see more of the Salem version from Wednesday night, that we were able to witness a team that took care of the ball, spread the wealth a little bit, looked to attack gaps, because that wasn't the case last night here against Springs Valley's 2-3 zone, and we're likely to see zone again out of this smaller New Wash team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Senators come back. Like we were talking about before, this is the 7th game in the last 15 days. You know, I was looking through the Herald site, and normally if it's not a tournament setting, teams usually only play 5 in that type of stretch. So again, this is, we said it last night during the during the broadcast, that there was you can start to see a little bit of mental and physical fatigue from these guys. You know, they had that 2-week break over Christmas, and they were probably loving it, but chomping at the bit to get back at playing. Well, they've definitely had some competition, because like I said, we're in that stretch of 8 games of 18 days, so you're going to have to just gut through it, though, because like I said, we're getting towards midpoint of the season. Every team's kind of got a little bumped and bruised, and everybody's a little tired, but you got to fight through it. But again, you talked about that zone. Yeah, it seemed like it gave us a little bit of trouble, and Coach Sullivan talked about it last night after the game, that he's looking for some magical 2-3 zone offense. But and normally, and we talked about it before as well, if we just hit some shots, I think that game probably is a double-digit game. We shot 29% from the field. You know, we had some guys miss some right at the rim. If we get those to fall, I think everything will be all right. Looking forward to this game, very evenly matched. Year of the freshman continues, another freshman for New Washington. We've seen several talented freshmen already, so be interesting to see how we do that. Usually we have Holden kind of takes advantage. We talked about that this season, of these freshman guards, but it sounds like Parker may be on him tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how Parker does against the Arthur boy as well.
Senators will look to respond from a sluggish outing in a 3-point win last night. they, again, play host to the Mustangs here this evening. But as always, we want to take a moment during our Senator tip-off pregame show to thank you, the fans, for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, as well as thanking our sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator basketball possible. Of course, Eddie Gilstrap Motors brings you the Senator tip-off pregame show all season long here on 1220. McDonald's will bring you the Senator halftime report, and Ace Hardware of Salem will bring you our Player of the Night honor, as well as our Senator post-game show. Each night the Senators are in action. Also a big shout-out to the following sponsors: Meadowview Healthcare, as well as Rodney Bruff Insurance Agency, America Flea Market, Hertzberger Orthodontics, and El Camino Restaurant joining us here through this week, and Papa John's there in Salem. When we come back, after a word from the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we'll be joined by Senator head coach Clayton Sullivan, and we'll get his thoughts on last night's matchup with the Hawks in the win, 40-37, and we'll also look ahead to tonight's matchup and preview what's to come here against this Mustangs ball club. But like I said, first, it's a 60-second timeout. You're listening to the Senators tonight on Salem's 1220.
Want to feel goosebumps? Then purchase a ticket to an athletic event at your local high school. You'll be making a lasting difference in your community. Buying a ticket to an IHSAA game or meet helps ensure your school has the funding it needs to operate. New uniforms, safer equipment, transportation. Your ticket purchase helps to pay for it all. You're also helping today's student athletes learn the life skills they need to get better jobs and become better leaders. Plus, you'll see them do some amazing things.
Whoa! Did you see that? Oh man, I think I just got goosebumps.
Me too.
High school sports. We pay, they play. Everybody wins. This message brought to you by the IHSAA, encouraging you to go to a high school game this week and help build a future that benefits us all.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this edition of our Senator Tip-Off pregame show, as tonight the Senators round out a 4-game homestand here in the month of January as they welcome in the Mustangs of New Washington. And we're joined now in our pregame, as always, by Senator head coach Mr. Clayton Sullivan. Coach, another win for your team. That's now 8 in a row, and of course you take the wins as you can get them, as we talked about in the post-game last night, but I know there was a lot of things that left you a little frustrated as well.
Yeah, we went back, broke the tape down today, and there were some times we got pretty careless with the basketball and got out of sorts. But for the most part, looking back at it, we had great looks out of the offense. I mean, we got into the lane and guys had open shots. Whether it was in the lane, our bigs left a few short in there, or from the perimeter, they were good inside-out shots. We just couldn't get the fall. So looking back on that, if shots aren't falling, that's a different story. And then Coach Myers, he broke down the defensive side of things, and he said overall defensively we played really well, considering there's a lot of possessions in our games because we're not a team that's going to go down and hold the ball on offense. So with the amount of possessions that we gave Springs Valley to give up 37 points, it was not a bad night defensively.
Obviously, 37 points, any coach is going to take that on any given night. But as you said, it was more so the struggles offensively and some of the woes. And really, when I think back to that first half, I look at the number of perimeter shots that we were able to get, whether it was, kick across on a skip, long skip from wing to corner, or whether it was from post to opposite side. We had several good looks. I know Holden had some. He knocked down one from the corner there in the first half, but had some other really nice looks that just wouldn't go down, a lot of it reminiscent of last year's shooting for him at least.
Yeah, that's part of it when you play a zone. You've got to be able to hit some outside shots. We hit a couple, but, we had the looks that we need. And if we're not going to, knock them all down, which, that's asking a lot of kids to do, we got to be ready to do other things. when a kid's closing out on a skip pass, putting them back on their heels, re-driving, maybe getting into the lane, getting some more dump-offs, getting some more looks inside. And we talked to him today about that, that you don't just have to just stand out there, catch, and put the ball above your head for a skip pass or catch and shoot threes. On a skip pass, if you're not ready to shoot, or maybe you feel like they're closing out too hard, be ready to put the ball back on the floor and see if you can get yourself in the lane.
And at times, I know, or at least I think that was the intention of guys, but we talked about this in the postgame a little bit. There were even times where I felt like a guy like Holden or Parker, either one out front, who's normally very crafty with the ball on the offensive end, had a little bit of trouble even holding on. We'd start to dribble drive maybe into the paint and just simply lose the handle.
Yeah, we lost the ball, and then sometimes we got out of control, and they took some good charges. I went back, looked at the tape. There may be one or two where they slid under us. But the other two were pretty good calls. We've talked with, Parker about, his stop and pull-up game and how he's been working on that as the season's progressed, and that he can't go away from that. He had a really nice stop and pop in the second half. It just went literally halfway down and popped right back out. So he's got to continue to do that. Holden, he left his feet a few times when he could have stopped and popped as well. So, just knowing that distance between you and that middle guy getting ready to step up. And then if that middle guy does step up, if we can play off 2 feet and hop stop, I think we had some dump-offs there that we didn't see.
Despite some offensive woes throughout the contest last night, the Senators are able to muster their 8th straight win. And now, as I said, get ready to close out this little 4-game homestand here in the month of January as they welcome in New Washington, a team that's playing some better basketball than they have the last couple of seasons, coming off of a big win against a conference foe in Henryville last night.
Yeah, New Washington's playing really good basketball. They're putting up, a little over 50 points a game. And they've got, senior-led team, a lot of experience. The Diaz boy, senior, lefty, he can shoot the three really well, and he's got a pretty nice pull-up game too. Arthur boy, now he is a freshman, but, at times he doesn't play like a freshman in terms that he's aggressive. He can really shoot the ball. He'll go off the dribble. And then at some points he will look like a freshman in terms of he'll get pretty loose with it at times. The Walter boy, another senior, he's really aggressive, stout kid. And then you got the Clemens boy, another senior, 6'4", kind of their post guy. Not your typical post. He's kind of built like a Harrison, but he's got good footwork in the post. And then the Giltner boy, he's kind of another big-bodied guy, sets good screens. So when you've got that experience, you expect them to win a few games.
We didn't utilize a lot of depth in the last 2 ball games, and last night Valley didn't utilize much depth either. What about this New Wash team?
They'll mainly play the 5. They'll bring in another Arthur boy, another freshman off the bench. I believe he's the brother to the one that starts. He's a bigger-bodied kid, more of a forward type. He'll shoot the 3, but not a ton. And the other 2 they'll bring in, Garrett Wilson, Logan Cooper. They're more role guys. I don't think they're going to sub a ton. It's mainly going to be that 5.
Sounds like, from what you're telling me, personnel-wise, this is a New Wash team that's not afraid to get up and down, try to score in transition when they can. A lot of rise and fire threes as well off the break.
Yeah, they're not shy at all about shooting the ball. If it's a one-pass 3 and it's available, they're going to take it. Especially the Arthur and Diaz kids. They've got that green light. If a coach gives you that, why not? Defensively,
what do we see out of New Wash?
They'll play some man. I don't know if they'll man us up. I don't know if they can match us with our length. Their guys are a little bit shorter than ours. So I wouldn't be shocked at all to see some zone. They've played some 1-3-1 zone and some 3-2 zone. And if they've been watching the tape on us, I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-3 tonight either.
Given that information and what you expect to see out of them, what do you tweak or adjust heading into this game, possibly knowing you could see the same look defensively that you've seen the last couple of games?
We just got to continue to be aggressive. We adjusted a few things today in our walkthrough offensively that we can look at, maybe some tweaks that we're going to maybe throw out there tonight. But again, it just comes down to being aggressive, not settling. We will take those inside-out threes, but those guys on the perimeter, they got to be ready to shoot. It can't be a catch, then get set, then shoot. Like your legs got to be set before you get that ball, and then you can explode right into your shot. We're also going to try and get the ball down low a little more, make Jake, work the blocks a little more instead of the high post, see if we can get him going early as well.
One thing that's been pretty constant for you in the past several games, and even this week, when the offense has struggled at times, the active hands, the deflections, and the number of turnovers we've been able to force has been ratcheted up to nearly 20 a game now this week.
Yeah, that's great. We work hard on defense. That's what we feel wins championships and wins tight ball games. So our kids are really taking that in stride. We break down the defense every game, and they look at what points each individual kid gave up, and they take that to heart. If one of them gives up 10 points a game, they're upset with it, and they don't want that to happen. So it's kind of a little contest between them of who's giving up the most points each game, and they just keep, that little competition with each other. That's great. And then you've got, a guy like Holden who's got really quick hands and can make things happen and hopefully get us some easy buckets in transition.
So you're staring at a lineup that's got another freshman scorer in it, and we've seen a number of them. The kid from Trinity Lutheran, the Divine boy from Borden, and we saw the kid from Edinburgh last week as well. And it seems like in those 3 games, those freshmen have not really had much fear, but tonight, is it the same kind of situation with the Arthur kid, and do you see a matchup that's more favorable for you on either end with your personnel?
Again, offensively, our strength and length, and that's kind of going to be our, in our advantage. So we got to use that, and we got to be aggressive. Even if they're in a zone, we can't just sit around, pass the ball on the perimeter, and settle. Defensively, you're right. The freshmen that we've played this year, they've been aggressive against us, and they've had some pretty good games. And we talked about that. We've told Parker we're going to start Parker on him, and we told Parker we're tired of seeing freshmen come out and score 15 points on us a game, and I'm thinking he's going to take that to heart tonight.
That was the gist of my conversation with Coach Sullivan prior to tonight's tip. Let's quickly look at tonight's keys to victory, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem, as we close out our Senator tip-off pregame show. First and foremost for the Senators, transition D. Arthur, as a freshman, will like to push. They're quick on the trigger for a 3-ball off the break. We got to get back and recover. Secondly, scoring balance. We saw Harrison finally go back into double figures with 10 last night, but then Jake and Parker fell off. Can we get everybody rolling on the same page offensively tonight and with their scoring? And then gap attack offense. If they come out and they play a zone look, we were very stagnant last night against Valley's zone. Can we answer with some attacking gap schemes here tonight? I know Coach talked about doing some research when he went home last night, looking at some things with some screens and stuff against the backside of zone. We'll see that in action here tonight. Tonight's keys to victory are brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem, carrying a full line of Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram products. Be sure to stop in and check out their showroom and lot at 207 South Main Street in Salem, or give them a call at 812-883-3481. We'll come back with our starting lineups right after this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
FM, your home for IU sports.
Back we come to the Ron Smith Court for the final time here in the month of January. Senators will head out for 3 straight on the road as they close out this month after being at home for 4 straight. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups brought to you by our pregame sponsor, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, again just south of the square in Salem. First for the New Washington Mustangs, 10-5 on the year, 3-0 in the Southern Athletic Conference. Coach Jonathan Mays in his 13th season. He owns a 112 and 187 record. Offensively, his team gives up 52.5, and they also average right at 52.5 defensively per ball game, coming off a 51-43 win against Henryville last night. They'll start a 3-guard set. Number 5, Jesus Diaz, is a 5'9 senior. He'll be joined in the backcourt by number 12, the freshman, 5'11 Matthew Arthur, and 22, A.J. Walter, a 5'9 senior. Up front, it'll be 24, Josh Clemens, a 6'4 senior, and on the other block, 32, Bo Giltner, a 6'2 junior for Coach Jonathan May and the New Washington Mustangs. Now for the homestanding Senators of West Washington, 8-1 now on the year, winners of 8 straight, 2-1 into Patoka Lake. Coach Clayton Sullivan, 18-17 in his second season at the helm of the Senator program. Offensively, his team averages just over 52 per game, and defensively, they give up 46 points per contest, coming off a 40-37 win here at home over Valley last night. Holden Bousman, number 11, will start at the point, a 6'2 junior, averaging just over 17 points per game, 5 boards and 5 assists. Number 12, Parker Green, at the shooting guard, starts as a 6'1 junior, averaging 9.5 points, 3.5 boards per game. Up front, the small forward, the point forward, if you will be number 3, Harrison Sanford, 6'3 and a senior. The wing player averages nearly 5.5 points per game and 4.5 boards. He'll be joined by number 4, Chase Farmer, his senior running mate, 6'2 and a senior. Chase is averaging almost 1.5 points per contest and just over 4 rebounds. And in the middle will be 32, Jake Big Dog Strange, 6'5 and a junior. Strange averages nearly 14 points per game, 6.5 boards, and nearly 1.5 blocks per contest for Coach Sullivan and the Senators, again seeking their 9th straight win on the year. Senators in the home white uniforms, the Under Armour unis trimmed in red and blue once again with those blue letters and numerals. And the Mustangs come in with the bright yellow uniforms trimmed in white and royal blue with the blue letters and numerals trimmed in white. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officiating crew is a good one. Brian LaRoche, who we've seen 3 times within the last week and a half, as well as Tim Young and Mr. Brian Patton, a rare sight for him in Campbellsburg this season. LaRoche to the center circle, and to tip it off, the Senators will control the opening tip as Jake gets it to Parker. So we're underway. Glad to have you along with us. Senators moving on the 1220 AM dial from left to right, as always, to start things out in their friendly confines. And a good start as Holton gets into the paint and hits the floater. We're underway. Glad to have you along with us. Senators out to a 2-0 edge here early, just over 20 seconds gone by. Misty Jones alongside the Senator football zone, Coach Mark Gibson.
Holden's got to be careful out there, being awful aggressive. This is a senior point guard. He's pretty crafty.
Diaz works the dribble, gives it off out top to Walter, trying to find the freshman Arthur. They cannot, so they'll throw it out to Giltner. Giltner tries to swing it across back over to Diaz, and it'll be deflected out of bounds. So the Mustangs will reset, 7:18 to go, opening quarter of play. Again, the Senators will head out for 3 straight on the road to close out this month. They'll have a Tuesday, Friday schedule next week. We'll go to the Hornets' Nest up in Medora on Tuesday night, and then to the Hive to play Mitchell in conference action next Friday. And that ball's last touched by the Mustangs.
Nice job. Chase Farmer gets his hand in there and knocks it off the Mustang shin. So really nice job. So hopefully this one goes a little bit quicker. What was it, 1-0 with 5 minutes to go in the first last night? So hopefully
snail's pace.
Holden was aggressive on the first possession, got down in the middle of the lane with a little floater. Let's see if the New Wash comes out with them.
Senators had the wire-to-wire win last night over Valley. Harrison Sanford will try a deep 2, and his foot was on the line, so good to see Harrison picking up where he left off last night. Make it a 4-0 advantage now for the Senators early as Diaz controls down in front of us here on the left wing out high. He'll take a screen from Giltner, look to bring it back to the left, and does to the freshman. That's Matthew Arthur at 5'11". He's been doing a lot of the scoring damage here for the Mustangs in the first half or so of the season. Of course, the Mustangs already 15 games into their schedule. Senators playing catch-up still, but they've done a good job here. Again, an 8-game stretch in 18 days. A feed down low or try to cross court. Bad angle. It's going to result in a turnover, and to the other end we go. Holden leads the break, gives it off to Harrison on the wing. Thought about a long shot, and that one would have been a three. Decided better of it, so they'll cycle back through. 2 minutes gone by in the first. Holden back out to Parker. Stops, pops, 16-foot jumper way off the mark. Overshoots the rim, catches the backside of the glass. Nice crossover out front by Clemens. He tries to drive in, but has it swiped away by Parker. To the other end, the feed to the big dog, and he gets a layup for two. So we've got Holden's in the book, along with Harrison and Jake. It's a quick 6-0 lead and a quick 30-second timeout for veteran coach Jonathan May and the Mustangs with 5:44 to go here in the first quarter of play. Again, we remind fans to head out on the road and support this team. They'll have 3 games to close out the month, as we said, Tuesday, Friday next week at Medora, at Mitchell, and then we'll have a quiet week for once, because the following week we will have a Friday night game. That'll be the final one on the 31st. That'll be down at North Harrison, a great venue. We love that corner view from the balcony where we can't see the baseline on our end. And then we'll open up the month of February the next night here at home on February 1st. That'll be a Saturday night makeup game with the Lions of Lagodi.
Oof. That's
a big weekend.
It's a little bit better scheduling-wise as far as practice time and some rest, but some tough opponents.
Couple of buzzsaws for sure in North Harrison and Lagodi will put the Senator team to the test. That's why we need to take them where we can get them. Keep building some momentum and confidence heading in to a tough stretch of the schedule to close things out in February. Spin dribble on the right side. Nice dribble drive take by A.J. Walter. He's got the Mustangs on the board, and that ends a 6-0 spurt for the Senators to open the game. They opened on a 9-0 run to start last night.
Yeah, and actually it was how he traveled. Know what you're doing, big dog. It was good defense by Harrison. Walter just made a nice little, drive to the hoop, high off the backboard, and just went in. I was just getting ready to say I didn't want to jinx us, but we're actually playing really well man-to-man right now. Everybody seems active.
Wiley veteran official. I thought Brian Patton was going to let that Texas two-step go as Holden gets a block on Diaz, and he'll push to the other end now. It's a 5-on-5 break, no numbers. Kick it out to Holden, around it goes to Parker. He'll drive against the freshman, give it off to Holden, takes a screen, rises, fires, and got a 16-foot jumper to go. Holden's got 4 now in this first quarter of play, and it's an 8-2 advantage, West Washington. 4:30 and counting first quarter. Back out for a long jumper. That's a 3 straight away that would not go for Bo Giltner, and Holden will push in transition again. Gives it to the big dog, turns, spins, scores, and now Jake has 2 quick ones, and Holden picks up yet another assist on the year.
Again, Mustangs quickly down. Boy, I like her energy a lot better than last night, too.
Got a little more pep in the step. Senators with their largest lead thus far at 8 at 10-2. Diaz with an air ball 3 from the left corner. And on the backside, we have a Mustang offensive board going to Giltner. He's double teamed, and I think they'll get Farmer with the reach in, and that'll be for Mr. Farmer, his first foul of the night. And that's also our first one on the team and of the game. Halfway home, exactly 4 minutes to play. Giltner with it, out top, looks in the post at Clemens as he cut through.
Stay down.
A bit of a flex cut there, and then trying to give it back was Walter. And I tell you what, a shovel chest pass basically at 3 feet
away.
space. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No, and again, Chase with active hands kind of made sure he knocked it off the foot. So Senators possession.
Turnover number 4 for the Mustangs. Senators have turned it over just once thus far. Easily breaking the press. We had the cross-court feed to Holden, but Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison was expecting him to keep going to the basket, and even Holden patted his chest there. That's my bad.
Threw it wide left as it sailed out of bounds.
Holden kind of stopped at about 10, but if he would have kept on going.
That's still a tough angle, though, Coach.
That is. But being the guy he is, 11 said my fault.
On the wing and now out top with it. Walter sends it around to Giltner, looking for cutters through the paint. They'll try to clear the freshman, and they do. He gives it up quickly in the corner, and they'll kick it back out now to Walter. They'll look to go off the dribble drive against Sanford. Spins into a double team. They'll kick it out. Diaz for 3 left side. Another one that would not go. At least this one drew the rim. Clearing it out is Harrison as he brings it down, leads the break, gets into the paint, kicks out to Parker, gets to the free throw line, back out to Holden, stops, works against Diaz. Just under 3 minutes to go here, first quarter of play. On the flare, on the screen, Holden will take a three. Bullseye! Got it to go. Holden's got 7 in this first quarter. It's a 13-2 lead, largest of the night for the Senators, and first double-digit lead. Diaz nearly lost the handle against the double quickly from Jake and Holden. They'll get it down, though, to Walters. He gets into the paint, had to kick it out. Giltner will try the dribble drive. Kicks out to Diaz. Freshman, though, being very passive right now offensively. Arthur not looking to try to score, but he's got a defensive stopper and Parker Green on him. Nice dribble drive take and a missed layup. Would not go for Walter. Farmer comes down with the board, saves it to Parker, and away we go with Holden as he'll lead the break now and bring it into the front court. Off left wing, they go to Harrison, down low to Jake. He gathers it, little gather step, missed the bunny, fights for his rebound. Instead it comes off to Farmer, out to Holden, bang, got it to go. Holden's got 10, make it a 16-2 game, and this Senator team back to the Jekyll and Hyde approach. Good on Wednesday, bad last night, and great here in this first quarter of play. Coach May's seen enough. He's going to clear the bench with a 5-for-5 exchange as a basket by Giltner stops the bleeding. Nice run here for the Senators. A nice little flurry as we come up on 90 seconds to play in this first quarter of action. Harrison in the corner, given plenty of space. That's probably on most people's scouting report as he's not looked to attack much from the perimeter or do much with the rock. They'll feed high post to Jake. He turns. A couple of players crash to the floor. About took Pat now.
Probably a good thing. They're going to get a reach-in call about 3/4
right
up the lane because Jake was about ready to charge.
He was waiting
they're giving that shooting foul?
Was you waiting for the ba-da-da-da-da-da?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was waiting for the player control.
I got your sound effects for you. Buck 16 to go here in the first. It's a 16-4 score. First foul of the night for the Mustangs will go on Jesus Diaz, the senior point guard. 5-for-5 wholesale exchange. Coach May's seen enough out of his group.
That's going
to
to hurt my stat sheet, I think.
We'll try to get you reset here. Logan Cooper,
40,
a 6-foot
44.
sophomore, is in. 34, Garrett Wilson also into the ball game, a 6'2 senior,
42.
number 40. Jacob Arthur into the ball game. Mason Thompson, number 14, also into the ball game. And who am I missing here, Coach?
34, maybe?
Nope, got 34.
44,
Got 44, Hunter Wiseman into the ball game, a 6'1 sophomore. So Jake able to knock both of the free throws down. He's got 6. It's an 18-4 game. Guess what? Second verse, same as the first, as Coach May is having a late lunch because he is chewing on his kids. Still is. That's Mike Brown, but just not on the floor. Coming up on 50 seconds to play.
Kicked it off their feet, yeah.
5 turnovers in the opening quarter here for the Mustangs.
Oh, there he was.
Underneath, nice feed to Jake. He finishes off the window for 2 more. Give Jake 8 here early. It's a 20-4 advantage. Senators rolling right now. 16-point lead, their largest of this opening period of play. Cooper sends it across, out top to Wiseman. Back it comes to the near side on the wing. Garrett Wilson with it. Or give it up.
Wrong hand.
Top with Jacob Arthur. What is it, Coach? Always the hand that is?
Away. Far hand.
Closest to the ball.
Well, yeah.
You just tell him what he did instead of what he should have. I got you. Patton with a whistle out front. And Farmer's going to pick up a reach, so that's going to be 2 on him, 2 on the team, and Bryce
He got
Brown.
in foul trouble the last couple of games. We've got to keep him on the floor. He's got a couple rebounds, 3 assists already, and now he's got to go to the bench.
We haven't seen Bryce.
Yeah,
he
we
didn't
haven't
play
seen
against
Bryce
Salem, didn't play against Valley. He's been playing a little bit more JV with Michael Lopp, so Coach had been rolling with a 6-man rotation with Nash Huff being that 6th man. Shot off the mark, no good as time expires, but the Senators a stellar first quarter of play at both ends, and they roll to a 20-4 advantage after the first quarter of play. We'll step aside, take a quarter break. We'll come back with second quarter action after this. You're listening to the Senators tonight on Salem's 1220.
people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Back for second quarter action. How about those Senators? The homestanding Senators going to finish out again the home portion of their schedule here in the month of January. Rock solid if they keep this up, out to a 20-4 advantage after the first quarter of play.
Yeah, absolutely. A magnificent first quarter. Defensive intensity there. Offense very smooth, crisp passes, unlike last night where a lot of lobs and sloppiness, but tonight, first 8 minutes, bueno.
So Coach goes back to more of a traditional lineup, and right out of the gate, is it Walter with the basket, Coach? Or was it Giltner?
Oh, he couldn't get it.
Giltner.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes,
I just saw it too whenever I turned.
Yeah.
So
Walter fed Giltner, and
he's
was able
got
to hit a
4
little
on the night.
5-footer on the baseline.
And the Mustangs are going to pick up their second personal of the half. That one's going to go on Giltner after he just made the basket at the other end, and underneath it's Parker Green who gets his first basket of the night, so he's into the scoring column. Nash Huff will check in, next dead ball. 3 ball off the mark, would not go for the freshman, and now Harrison will push it back to the other end. Lays it for Parker, now on the block, just off of it. It's going to be a kick out from Strange to Sanford. Hello. 3-pointer on the way
We
is
need him
good.
to start making that. That would make
You got to
this
start
a
making
very
believers out of the
dangerous
defenders.
team.
Yep. People start closing that 4-foot gap they've been giving him, and we're going to have a blocking
Jake's
foul
gonna
on the follow. It was on the follow through, but a good call here. So Jake picks up the personal, but you're right, Coach. Teams, instead of a 4-foot gap, they'll start shrinking that up, starting to tighten up on him a little bit, and then Harrison with his athleticism will be able to start getting around guys.
Slashing ability,
Yep.
absolutely. It always seems like these late calls that should be out of bounds and not a shooting. Like you said, it was on the follow. You know what I mean? It seemed like that was a little bit of a late call. It should be out of bounds instead of the. But what do I know? Continuation, I guess. Is that what we're
Maybe
doing?
playing NBA rules.
Anyway, misses the first.
Nash Huff comes in for Bryce Brown. First free throw is up and no good for Walter. Second one is up and good. Give him 3 now here on the night. That's a 25-7 lead for the Senators. After the quick start, little 1-2-2 press here to try to slow the Senator attack down off the made free throw. Harrison skips it cross court to Jake. Stop, skip, good. Back to Harrison. They try to go back to Holden. That's turnover number 3 for the Senators. Then to the other end, Walter will have his shot partially blocked, but on the follow through, he'll be fouled. And now Walter's down on the floor, and he immediately. I thought he was grabbing for his knee, but maybe grabbing for another.
Lower abdomen is what we like to call that.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Lower abdomen. Parker went up to block the shot on the layup attempt after the steal, and he might have got a little high knee action on him.
I don't think there's a might have.
Yeah.
I think
the
there
way
was
he's acting, you think that's 100%.
Oy vey. Yeah. Now you get to
go to the line.
You got your wind about you. Now go shoot 2 free throws. Good luck.
Yeah, that's always difficult.
6:46 to play before the half. 25-7. Senators in front. In firm control of this one from the outset. Opened on a 6-0 run. Much like last night where they opened with that 9-0 spurt. And this free throw for Walter. Now 1 of 3 on the night.
We probably could have made some money on it if he was going to make that one or not after
maybe.
that type of injury.
Maybe.
Nah, he's got his wits about him, I think.
Choking back a tear probably.
Yeah.
Or the lump in his throat, one or the other.
Never feel good.
And that one rattles home. So true to the first trip that he had. 1 out of 2 hit the back end. 25-8. Back to the 1-2-2 press for the Mustangs. Huff has it. So instead of going cross court, dangerous place to stop just inside the 10-second line. That's a no-no against a press. They'll skip it around quickly. Holden an NBA three. Boom! Got it. Holden's got 3 triples, 13 and a half, make it now a 28-8 advantage. Largest lead of the game, and Parker pushes in transition to Holden, to the big dog, right down Main Street, and he blew the layup. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Harrison. Woo! Big Cadillac moving right down Main Street and down the boulevard. He ran into a pothole because he
just
had
left
a little bump.
Bit short, just a little bit short, and hit the plate, I guess, of what they're the back plate, I guess. Just didn't get it high enough.
2 minutes gone by.
Good
here.
hustle.
Second quarter, 28-8. Freshman with it out front. He has been bottled up in this first half thus far by Parker Green, taking on that defensive challenge.
Absolutely is taking
making him look like a
heart.
freshman for sure, unlike the other 3 that we've seen from Lutheran, Borden, and Edinburgh. Missed shot for the Mustangs, and in transition, Holden has it, gives it across, had it blocked. Nice feed, counted in, one for the big dog. Holden's pass was deflected to Harrison, and Harrison zipped one cross court down on the block. Backside to Jake, took the bump, got the basket. Jake with 10 already, 4 field goals from 2-point range. He knocked down both free throws on his first attempts of the night, make it now a 30-8 affair. 22-point advantage, and
short.
Jake left that one short. Short-armed it just a little. Jake in the double figures already with Holden. Harrison following behind with 5, Parker with 2, and that'll round out the scoring thus far for the Senators. Holden, a little late on the closeout. Diaz misses, and then coming up with the rebound backside was Giltner, and he lost it out of bounds. Turnover number 6 for the Mustangs. Substitution, as we'll see 24, Josh Clemens, come into the ball game, and it'll be Walter that checks out. So Clemens in with the freshman, Arthur, Giltner, Jesus Diaz, and Logan Cooper. Every time I look over at Cooper, Coach, I think he's got his receiving gloves in his hip pocket. He's got a tag or something sticking out of his shorts. So he had receiver gloves
hanging out.
He's got them
rolled down, so the tag's out.
Had me all flustered. 5 minutes to go before the half. Parker on the kick out, spins, kicks it back out to Holden, now to Nash. Holden comes and gets it back. Under 5 minutes to go before the break. Harrison, pump fake, tries baseline, right side, leaves it off for the big dog who spins with the dipsy-do and got it to go.
Great find by Sanford, his 3rd assist. Driving along the baseline, finds him in the lane.
Harrison dropping dimes like crazy as of late. Nice pull-up jumper by Bo Giltner. He's now got 6 on the night, and that's a 32-10 advantage. And Nash Huff able to get his first basket of the night off the bench, so make it now 34-10. 24-point edge, matching the largest of the game thus far. Arthur with it. Freshman still yet to score. Nash with the poke away out front, right into the hands of Jesus Diaz, who goes down into the corner to Cooper. Cooper will kick it back out now to Giltner with the mismatch. A little bit taller, spins on Nash, nowhere to go. Thought he might try to rise and fire over the shorter Huff. And Nash with the reach-in help. It was the freshman Arthur spinning in the top of the key area on Parker, and Nash come over to try to help out. He gets pegged for the reach-in. That's team foul number 5, and for Huff, his first off the bench. Ball out top quickly to Jacob Arthur, who gets it back off to Diaz. Diaz goes between the legs and brings it back out, working the dribble against Holden. Whatever you do, young man, if you care about the rock, don't try a crossover right in front of him. Nice job of protecting with the leaning shoulder. 3:24 and counting before intermission.
Nice job staying right in front.
Giltner will try to drive on Huff again, and this time Huff will be whistled once more for the reach, and that'll be 2 quick ones on Huff. Team foul number 6. We're going to have a timeout on the floor for Coach Jonathan May and the Mustangs. This one will be of the 60-second variety with 3:20 to go before the half, and the Senators leading the Mustangs 34-10. We'll step aside, get in another break here from American Flea Market, and we'll come back with more second quarter action right after this. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
Come visit America Flea Market in Salem. We've got over 22,000 square feet of treasures and one of the largest indoor flea markets in Kentuckiana. Located at 110 Progress Boulevard in Salem, we're one of the ultimate destinations for picking and saving and a fun place to shop. We have over 70 vendors and a huge selection of new, used, antique, primitive, and vintage items. Beat the heat. Stop in our air-conditioned store. Come and see us Tuesday through Sunday. We open up at 11 a.m. America Flea Market, where pickers pick and shoppers save.
Back we come to the Ron Smith Court. 3:20 to play before the half. Senators out to a comfortable 34-10 cushion against the visiting Mustangs of New Wash. You know, they come in with a 10-5 record, playing a lot better than they have the last couple of years. And of course, Matt Arthur, a nice addition as well as an incoming freshman and his scoring prowess. But, Coach, when you look at their schedule, they've beaten all the teams that they should. And against the better teams, they've really took it on the chin.
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing the same thing, doing some little research, and that is, like I said, and that's what an improving team does. They beat the teams that that they're supposed to beat, but again, they have suffered some big deficit losses as well. So, and I think that goes to, and Coach even mentioned it in the pregame, athleticism isn't quite there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The physicality. I mean, they got some good-looking players, but you can tell they're all kind of thin, skinny leg guys. I mean, they just need to develop. What do they have? They start 3 seniors, and they're the bigger guys, but the younger guys need a little bit more development.
So Diaz gets fouled by Holden. That's team foul number 7, his first. Diaz goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. Hit the first, missed the second. Make it now 34-11. Coming up on the 3-minute mark here in this second frame. Out front, Holden gives it off to the big dog. As he quickly gives it back, he'll offer a screen. Holden goes away. Kicks it in the corner to Huff. Drives baseline, circles back out now to Holden. He'll skip it over to Parker. Under 3 minutes to go before the half. Huff with it, right wing, out to the big dog on the ball reversal. He'll give a handoff off the hip to Huff. Now over to Parker, who had it poked away for a moment, twice actually. He gathers it back in and looks to give it up. Off to Nash. He'll drive for just a moment on Diaz, kicks it in the corner. Now Harrison will go baseline and he'll step out of bounds, turnover number 4.
I like the idea, taking baseline. He's going for the reverse layup, but he stepped on the end line.
Diaz will get a second break of the night. Back in is A.J. Walter, the 5'9 senior. So a senior for senior exchange. May, though, will get right into Diaz.
He's not afraid to get into you, is he?
Nah, he's just cleaning his plate from the late lunch he had earlier when he went with the 5-for-5 exchange. Nice rise and fire. Giltner couldn't get that one to go. Threw up more of a rock, and Harrison comes down with it. Brings it in transition off to Huff, right side, dribbles back to the middle. Stops, nowhere to go. Oh, Coach, you said it too soon.
Yeah. I think he double dribbled before that. 2:13 to go, 34-11. Let's see how we finish. Last night against Valley, against Edinburgh last week, we got a little sloppy after we double Eastern. After establishing a double-digit lead, we kind of lose focus. Let's see how we finish.
14-point lead before the half against Eastern on the road. Shrunk to 5 quickly in the last couple of minutes, and a nice dribble drive given up there to A.J. Walters. He's now got 6 in the half. Make it 34-13. Nice feed from Holden to Harrison.
Oh, they're going to call that on the ground?
I don't know, Coach. That may have been some serious continuation, though. Foul's going to go on 40, Jacob Arthur. And for the Mustangs, this will be team foul number 4. They'll call it on the floor. 1-4 low stack. They get it into Holden. Spins quickly into the paint. Fouled by the freshman Matthew Arthur.
That away.
So crafty with the basketball. Smart, intelligent, good basketball IQ. Using the offhand to get a shot off and take contact. Holden to the free throw line on the year, 41 of 58 for 71%. His first attempt of the night is good. Give Holden now 14 in the half, and it is a 35-13 cushion. Second one on the way, good rotation. That one rims in and out, no good. So Holden will set on 14 here in the half. Again, 35-13, picks the pocket.
Crossover in front of Holden.
And to the other end, off the window for two. What I
You
just
said
say
it a while ago.
ago.
You did. He tried to cross over right in front of Holden. You just can't do it.
And there was another crossover. And I don't know how Josh Clemens got up as much as he did. He gets it back, though, and finishes off the window for two. His first basket of the night, make it 37-15. 70 seconds to play here in this opening half. Parker on the right wing, off to Huff, and on the reach-in, they'll get A.J. Walter for the foul. This will be team foul number 5. You know, this crowd, you talked about it before we went on air. This group was screaming for a whistle every time anybody in yellow touched the ball in the JV game, and you said that might happen tonight. I think if you're down 37-15 and your team's playing as poorly as they are here in this half, you probably just let it slide. On the kick out, Parker drives, lost the handle, got it back, gives it off to Holden, pump fake on the three, gets into the paint and couldn't finish off the window. Rebound comes off to Huff. Huff back out, and coach stomps the foot, got the attention, called for three up. That's going to be their little three-guard set out front. They'll dribble to the middle and look to hand off or pass back wing, as Parker just did to Huff, who had it poked away. And they're going to call Walter for being on the line on the poke away. 28.2. Senators may be trying to hold for one here. 37-15. Oof. May have missed a long lob. I don't know if he could have got it there, but Jake had position on Jacob Arthur. Holden working the dribble out front. Gives it off now to Nash. Gets it right back at center court. To bring it right side. 11 seconds and counting. He's double teamed. Nash stepped out of bounds, come back in and caught it. The old receiver rule down the sideline. 9 seconds to go. Turnover number 6 of the half. And it is their fourth of the quarter.
A little stop here.
Matthew Arthur down the floor, looking to drive. Left side, gives it off to Giltner. Long three, will not go. Jake with the rebound, Holden three-quarter court, shoots an air ball, and time expires on the half. But the Senators go in with a much more comfortable cushion than they had last night, up 37-15 here at the break. We'll step aside, hear from Rodney Bruff Insurance Agency and McDonald's on South Main Street. It's McDonald's that brings you our Senator halftime report. We'll come back with that halftime report, including first half scoring and stats right after this. You're listening to the Senators tonight on Salem's 1220.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your four wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
All right. Will Brown, son of one Adam Brown. I tell you what, hey, how about this? The kindergartners are absolutely tearing up Jack. Last night it was Duke Tankersley. Tonight it's Will Brown. And then the game before Wednesday night, it was Jensen Link. So 3 times in a row we've had a kindergarten winner. How about that? The youth of America shines bright.
So you know what the kindergartners are doing at recess, right? They're out there.
I'm gonna have to question. Miss Rutherford, Miss Combs, Mrs. Boyles, Mrs. Gilmore. Yeah. What's going on?
These kindergartners are making some bank here. Really.
This is true. This is true.
$75 in 3 nights.
Makes you wish you was a kindergarten teacher. Maybe you get a really nice late Christmas present.
My.
Ugh.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
3 times in a row.
Way to go, Will Brown.
You know what? I'd be a little bit nervous if I heard that we've got an incoming class, a group of kindergartners, and we've had 3 in a row with that kind of aim. Makes it kind of scary, what kind of athletic prowess we may have in that kindergarten group.
Absolutely, yeah. It's bright futures ahead for Senator Athletics. These dead-eye kindergarten.
Oh, Senators lead at 37-15, and I tell you what, Jonathan May did not spend long, about 3.5 minutes in the locker room, and he's already got his guys back out here. He said, you know what, we were so terrible offensively, maybe you guys need to go out and get some shots up before the start of the second half, as they are finding themselves down 37-15 here at the break. Let's look at the scoring first for New Wash. Jesus Diaz with just 1 point on the night thus far on 1 of 2 free throw shooting. Matthew Arthur, the freshman, scoreless. The only starter actually did not tally a point in that first 16 minutes of play. A.J. Walter with 6, including 2 of 4 from the stripe. Josh Clemens with 2, and Bo Giltner with 6 to tie Walter for the team lead here at the half. Garrett Wilson, Jacob Arthur, Logan Cooper, Mason Thompson, and Hunter Wiseman play in the first half, but none of them are able to find the mark as well in the first half of play. Mustangs go 3 of 6 for 50% from the stripe in the first half and turn it over 7 times, with 5 of those 7 coming in the first quarter of play. Meanwhile, are you kidding me? No way. This is a rigged deal. I don't know, the Browns, now Daddy Adam Brown did something that Jared couldn't do with Jensen and pull off the double dip, as Adam Brown wins the split the pot. His son, the Browns, making bank. Hey, tell him he's taking us out for supper. You owe us supper. You and your son, Taco Bell, we'll take that. Free meal, we'll take that, right?
Quesadilla. Unless you want to go down quarter or something, White Castle. It seemed like a White Castle night.
So Adam Brown wins the 50-50 split the pot. His son Will in the kindergarten class. Miss Gilmore's room, able to make bank on the Chuck-a-Duck. So the Browns having a good night. Glad that they came to the game, getting their money's worth and then some.
Who shot the half court? Ashley? Did Ashley have the half court?
No, it was Colton Brown, son of Dustin and Danae. So Browns abound here with all of the halftime festivities here at half court. Had the Chuck-a-Duck half court, had the shot from half court. So a night for the Browns indeed, although they couldn't get the triple crown as the half court shot, good shot, just a bit off. Let's look at the scoring now for West Washington as we get back to the scorebook. Holden Bausman leads all scorers with 16 here at the half, just under his 17.2 per game average. Parker Green with 2, Harrison Sanford with 5, Chase Farmer the only starter to not tally in the first half, 4. Coach Sullivan Senators, Jake Strange with 12 into double figures already as well. Bryce Brown, Nash Huff play off the bench. Huff scores 2, Brown goes scoreless. Senators go 3 of 5 from the stripe for 60% and turn it over 6 times, 4 of those 6 coming in the second quarter. Coach, you ready for the other stats?
Yeah, absolutely. Senators shoot 11 of 16 on fire inside the arc, 69%. Did they cool off behind the arc? No. This is best shooting first half we've had. 4 of 5 from triple land, 80%. They shoot 71% total field goal percentage, 15 of 21. Good night so far for the Senators shooting-wise. For New Wash, just 6 of 11, which is not bad inside the arc for 55%. Just 0 of 8. They could not find the range, and that had a lot to do with the Senators. And you kept hearing Coach Myers, Coach Sullivan, high hands, finish with high hands against those three-point shooters. They go 0 of 8. 6 of 19 total field goals for New Wash for 32%. Senators on top of the rebounding edge, 14 to 7. 14 assists for the Senators, so several guys with 3. Just a really good first half for the Senators. Now the challenge is, how do they play the second half? Do they play down to their competition, or do they keep it up? And we're at a 22-point mark right now. It'll be interesting to see, do we, advance that, or do we just kind of, sleepwalk like we've had at times during some periods?
I think just by the feel of things, I'm going to say we keep the foot on the gas, but you posed a question, so let me pose one. High hands, are those like jazz hands?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And they can be, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
High hands, yeah.
Gotcha.
And not to be confused with a hi-hat, which is,
Gotcha.
With the drum set.
Ah.
So,
Nice.
But here we go. That's, what I'm saying.
Coach Gibson kind of telling on himself and his experience in band in junior high for the Commodores.
Yeah. I was sang at my prom, remember? So
memories. No, wait a minute.
Last night, hey, I had to bring something up. You brought up Archie Bunker and last night. All of the family.
Dead from the neck up. Yeah.
That's one. Of course, didn't they just do that live or something?
They did.
Just
had the remix. Yeah.
Maybe the Jeffersons as well.
No, it was Good Times this year.
Good Times. That was
Good Times.
I watched that every day after school.
Nice. Coach Gibson really in the way back time machine here after Dynamite. Nice. Bringing back the after-school programming that he used to enjoy, and talking a little bit about maybe his band experience and prom experience.
It was Leave It to Beaver, Gilligan's Island, and Good Times. It was quite the hour and a half of quality television.
The question is, was quality homework completed during that time?
No. That was after dinner. I either got it done at school or we did it after dinner.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Senators with just under a half minute to go here before the start of the third quarter, lead at 37-15 here. That'll do it for our McDonald's Senator halftime report. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification, and we'll come back with the third quarter right after this.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Both teams on the floor. Looks like they're going back with their original starters, except for the fact that we'll see Logan Cooper, a 6-foot sophomore, start down low for the Mustangs here. Senators go back with their original starting 5 of Bousman, Green, Sanford, Farmer, and Strange. Senators open second half with the basketball, and they open with a giveaway, and it results in a basket at the other end. Not a good start here, Coach.
No. Didn't move the ball. Got to move the ball. Harrison's over by the S on Senator and just held it the entire time, and 22 finally took it from him.
Walter picks up his 8th point of the night. Poke away out front. 7:32 to go. Have a foul as well. So Walter gets the basket and then comes back down, and this time pegged with the personal. Our first foul of the half for either ball club. Just 28 seconds in. Parker throws it in the backcourt to Harrison, and he'll walk it across into the front court.
Not that Coach May is going to do any changing, but that is a significant foul. It's his 3rd. He is their leading scorer, I believe.
Nice basket for the Senators as Sanford able to pick up another one. Give him now 7 on the night. That makes it a 39-17 game. Offensive rebound
Rebound.
given up to Giltner. Counted in 1. Tim Young with the foul out front, right in front of us. Basket is good. Foul's going to go on Holden, his second. And for the Senators, their first of the half.
Got caught flat-footed. Giltner tries one from the free throw lane. Nobody blocks out. He gets his own rebound and right back up.
Giltner has 8, make it 9. He finishes the old-fashioned three-point play. It's a 39-20 score. 1 minute gone by here in the third. Harrison surveys the damage, gives it back to Holden out top. Junior versus freshman. I like the juniors' odds here in this one. And on the switch, Cooper comes out to guard. Holden gives it up to Harrison. He drives, and it's going to be an offensive foul. He started to throw the elbow or forearm to clear space before the Texas two-step. Either way, it's a turnover. Turnover number 8. And for Sanford, he picks up his second personal and the second of the half on West Washington. 6:44 to play and counting now here in the third. It's a 39-20 score, and there it is finally. Matthew Arthur, the freshman, with his first basket of the night.
I am not liking the way this has started.
Hey, you brought it up. I did. You're the one that posed the question, so I'm going to blame you. Is that like the broadcaster's jinx on the free throw? Farmer,
yeah,
corner.
I'll take the blame.
You'll take the heat?
I'll take half of it. The players need to take half of it.
Gotcha. Nice dribble drive take. Parker with a defender on his hip, and this one will go against Mason Thompson. He'll pick up his first of the night. That's team foul number 2 for the Mustangs. Parker Green to the line on the year, just 8 of 17 for a chilly 47%.
Oof.
He was flipped that. It was more like a 74% shooter for a bigger portion of last year. The only one that could seem to hit a free throw last year.
For most of the year, he was well over 70%.
6:12 to go in the third, 40-23. Parker's first one's good. He's got 3 on the night. Need to get him going here a little bit in the third. That one on the way much better.
Good. Yeah, we got to get back to playing
23.
some defense. We've given up some easy buckets here to start the half.
2 minutes gone by in the quarter. And Arthur's turnaround J would not go. Parker clears the defensive board, pitches ahead to Holden. Holden swings it to Jake. Nice cut through the paint and off the glass. He couldn't get the finish. And he'll draw contact. Tim Young with the whistle again. And this one's going to go on Bo Giltner. That'll be, I believe, his second. Check that, his first of the night. And the third whistled against the Mustangs. Tim Young, of course, as we said earlier, as we had him with Jeff Jackson and company in one of our games. I believe that was maybe Edinburgh that we had him for last Saturday night. Former coach of the Vincennes Reveille Lady Patriots, taking his program to the peak, to the summit of girls basketball. And off of the miss, race to the other end, and Walter has nowhere to go, kicks it back out. 3 ball is nearly an air ball for Mason Thompson. And another miss for the Senators, and Walter will push back a second time, flips it in the corner, and a 3 ball in and out, no good for Matthew Arthur. He's now missed 2 in a row, and Holden pushes to the other end, leaves it off to Jake, takes a bump, gets mugged, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Jake missed both of them on the last trip, Coach. Let's see if he can make up for them on this trip down.
Yeah, first one was in and out, and it looked like it bothered him because he left it well short that second time. What was it? It was his legs last year, wasn't it? You always can use your legs.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Isn't that a song?
I think so.
You want to do it at quarter break for everybody?
Number 1 in 67, I think.
You want to do that?
No, thank you.
No. First free throw in and out, no good.
There we go.
Jake finally misses a string of 4 straight misses. He's got 13 in the game, his first point of the half, 42-23. In the corner, deep 3. How about that for the young fella, Logan Cooper?
That's all he did in the JV game, was sit out and shoot threes.
By the way, our JV falls to 2-8 with a tough 39-37 loss had a shot with Fleck to try to tie it up on a dribble drive late. And he could not get the little floater to go to try to force overtime. So the JV again falling to 2-8 on the year with a tough loss. Parker gets the inbounds pass, and he'll dribble out of trouble. Leave it off for Harrison out top. They'll look at a cutter through the paint. That was Farmer, who goes to the high post. Holden, nice reverse pivot, opens up to survey the floor. We'll swing it back around on the perimeter to Harrison, who goes to Jake, spins, tried to get out of trouble. Farmer there to pick it up after it was deflected away. Senators getting wonky with the basketball. LaRoche and Patton with simultaneous whistles. And it's going to be a foul on the Mustangs, and here comes the cavalry behind us here. Unhappy fans from New Wash. You can't step in front of a ball handler, though, while he's moving.
Right.
You've got to, I mean, if you're already set and square, that's one thing, but you can't just ride with him in front and not expect to get a blocking call, and that's going to be number 4 on A.J. Walter. Walter will check out. Diaz back in. He was in the doghouse for quite some time for Coach May. Jake underneath, pumps against 2 defenders and got it to go. His first field goal of the half. Give him now 15 on the night. Just above his season average, 44-26. Rise and fire for Giltner. 17-footer wouldn't go. Long rebound on the tip out to Sanford. He'll push in transition. Gives it off to Parker. Quick 3 on the way. Left it short. Ball ping-pongs out. Parker will be whistled for the clear out as he was trying to beat Mason Thompson to the spot. And this group not even letting this veteran crew get the whistle established on the tongue before they're all over them.
Yeah, I told you.
Can you saddle a zebra?
That's twice you've mentioned it.
Can you saddle a zebra? That's the question.
He can't change the stripes, I know that.
Nice. Touche. Touche. Foul on Parker is his second team foul. Number 3 of the half for the Senators. The Mustangs have committed 5. Diaz leaves it off to Giltner in the corner. Could it be? No. Wouldn't go this time for Logan Cooper. Holden will try to feed ahead on the break to Jake. Nice look, and the big man finishes off the window for 2 more. Give him 17 on the night. Jake accounting for some points left on the table last night against Valley. He only mustered 5 in the win. 46-26. Under 3.5 to play in the third. Diaz leaves that one short. Harrison skied for it, had it poked away from behind. Cooper couldn't finish, got it back. Kicks out to Diaz. One more pass in the corner. Mason Thompson's 3 would not go. Holden will lead the break. 4 on 4. And then they'll give it off to Harrison. Pump fake, drives, gives it right back to Holden, who goes down low to the big dog again, hits the deck, and we'll have a whistle and a foul. Team foul number 6 on the Mustangs. And this one will be on 14. Thompson, his second. Next one will put the Senators in the bonus the rest of the way home. Back to the line is the big dog, Jake Strange. Again, 5 points in the quarter, 17 in the game, trying to inch closer to that 20-point plateau on the night. Again, struggle bus ride for him last night. Just 5 points in the win over Valley. Substitution here is Jacob Arthur, a 6'2 freshman, will come in, and it'll be Giltner that'll get a well-deserved breather. That kid's played hard tonight, Coach.
Yeah, he has. You know, he's got 3 rebounds, a couple of deflections, played really well defensively. They're going to miss him, like I said. And their other guy, I think Walters played really well. He got 4 fouls.
Jake had missed 4 free throws in a row, but he's hit his last 3, including on that trip 2 for 2. So make it now 48-26.
You got to find this kid because I tell you, he hit about 5 or 6 3-pointers in the JV.
Cooper able to soak another 3-pointer, his second of the period, to give him 6 in varsity action here tonight. 48-29. And a whistle and a foul underneath. So team foul number 7 coming up. Brian Patton with the whistle. This crew right here, this group right here better keep their yaps shut. Brian Patton is known, he is the Steve Javie of high school officials. Steve Javie was always quick to whistle up a Rasheed Wallace, a Dennis Rodman, not going to take any antics. He told Josh Green one time in a game here against Eastern to keep the yap shut on the bench when Scott Newcomb was coaching, and he got warned, and they just warned Jonathan May about his assistant here who was doing some jawing after that whistle that went against Logan Cooper, who picks up his second personal, and he said, "One more time out of your assistant, sir."
That's
and
it.
I will
this
tee
does
him
not
up.
surprise me. Every time New Wash has been here, it's been a freaking.
So
all they do is just yell if you touch them. I got something. Get in the weight room.
Chase, oof, coach. Dagger. 2:35 to go into third. Chase has to come out. I'm not sure if it's a contact issue or what. He come out after making 2 free throws. First points of the night for Farmer. So all 5 starters have scored. Everybody who's played but Brown has scored, in fact. In the corner, Cooper for 3 again. Long ball hero here. That's 3 from deep. 40-32. Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the third.
50-32.
What'd I say?
40.
Well, okay. We'll give us 10 more, I guess. 50-32. Use my one mistake for the day, Coach. Nice drive by Nash Huff on the right side. Huff's got 4. 52-32. Back to the 20-point cushion. And out front, Arthur may have got away with a carry or 2. Mason Thompson, nice feed. Diaz with the slash to the basket. He's got his first field goal. He's got 3 in the game, and it's a 52-34 lead. And it's a 30-second timeout for the Senators. And while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds once again for station identification. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220 WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
52-34 here beside Ron Smith Court. Your Senators are up. They were up 22 at half and 18 right now. Kind of back and forth in the third quarter. Defensive intensity not quite the same. Still hasn't been bad, but you know, obviously he's 42. Cooper's probably not on the scouting report. Well, we better find him. He's 3 of 4 from downtown in this quarter. So if we want to maintain this 18-point, 15 to 18-point margin, better find him and better start playing a little bit better defense.
I don't know, is it just me, or does this third quarter seem like it has taken the length of the whole first half? Been a long one. It seems like nice feet underneath. Holden dropping dimes to the big dog, and he flushes one into the piggy bank. Jake with yet another basket. His third basket, his 9th point of this quarter alone. So give him 21 now on the night. Career high is 25.
Airballed that one, though.
3 ball would not go for the Mustangs. 54-34, back to the 20-point lead once again. Senators are led by 24 on a couple of occasions. Jake counted in one off the window. Oh, they're going to call it on the floor. Oh, Timmy. Oh.
So the basket does not count.
Mason Thompson picks up his 3rd. However, Coach, with the foul on the floor, that's the 8th personal whistled against the Mustangs, so Jake still gets free throws here, or at least 1. See if he can capitalize on the front end of the bonus opportunity.
Big game so far for Big Dog.
Missed 4 in a row.
Nope, long.
Hit 3 in a row, and that one rims in and out, no good. We're going to get an over-the-back call on Chase Farmer. His 3rd, I believe. Team foul, number 4. 67 seconds to play here in the 3rd.
5 of 10. He could be approaching 30 points right now if he'd hit his free throws.
Yep. He's at least, oof. Feeling it! Oh my, Logan Cooper from deep. That one was from the football parking lot. He's got 12 in the quarter, 4 makes from downtown. Woo! Deadeye. 54-37.
I think I put somebody on him.
That's a good observation, Coach. I like that. Nice drive by Harrison Sanford. He's got 5 in the quarter, matching his first half total. So Harrison's in double figures. 3rd player to do so. He's got 10, make it 56-37. Half minute to play. Diaz out front, gives it off to Matthew Arthur to Cooper. Could it be? No on that one. That one in and out, no good. Parker will look to push in transition. Off to the big dog. Oof. Not the guy you throw it to on the move like that. Not that far out at least. As Holden is able to get a basket. Give him his first of the half. 18 in the game. Stoppage of play. A couple of players crash to the floor, and Tim Young stops to let them both get reset. I was talking to Jake a little bit too. 10.6 on the clock. Diaz had to go a little bit quicker than what he is right now. Dribble handoff to Matthew Arthur. Takes a double screen, rises, fires. Had it blocked by Parker. And three-quarter court shot once again for Holden. This time draws air as well. But finally, the third quarter comes to a close. Senators lead at 58-37 after the first 24 minutes of action. We'll step aside and hear a word from Papa John's there in Salem, and we'll come back with fourth quarter action right after this.
Hi, this is Sean Lehman, your general manager of your Papa John's in Salem, Indiana. Monday Madness back again with a great carryout special from your local Salem Papa John's. Call in today and ask for our large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 on Mondays only. Order online or call 812-883-3369 today. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Back we come for the fourth quarter of action. Senators leading it 58-37. 8 minutes to go in this one, unless it's a major rally by the Mustangs. Senators are staring at their 9th straight win, but they need to finish strong in this one, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we wondered what the margin would be after that. With a 22-point halftime edge, we're sitting at 21 now, so pretty even third quarter. The only bad thing, I think we gave up a couple of uncontested layups, and that 42 hit a bunch of threes, but other than that, it wasn't too bad.
22-21, scoring picked up, and Nash gets taken to the woodshed on the dribble drive by A.J. Walter, operating with his 4 personals. He's down to double figures with 10 for the Mustangs, and for Nash Huff, he'll pick up his 3rd. Team foul number 5, so the last thing you want to do is let the Mustangs get into the bonus too early here in the 4th. And give up.
Their guy just stepped off the lane.
Clock stopped as Walter finishes the old-fashioned 3-point play, so give him 11 now on the night. 58-40. Have to do a lot of chipping, though, to whittle down this big deficit. And underneath,
there's a turnover
on the spin. Harrison whistled for the travel. Turnover number 9. Matty said he kept his pivot foot down, and Ashton kind of gave her the old side eye. Shot missed underneath. Giltner with the rebound, puts it up from 14 feet just inside the elbow. Left side would not go. Chase with the rebound. Chase has got his hand taped up, so I guess maybe he got scratched. Remember, he had to come out earlier. And Harrison loses the handle like last night. Sloppy with the ball on that kick out to Huff. Shot missed. Diaz lays it off for Walter. He'll push ahead with the 4 personals. Get into the lane. Kick it out. And it's Arthur who cannot connect from the corner. Nice save. Out to Diaz. Giltner for 3. Deep from the left wing. It will not go. And a rebounding foul. Huff took an elbow to the back of the head. And this rebounding foul is going to go against Walter. And guess what? He's done for the night. Rebounding foul as he gave Nash a shot in the noggin. He'll set down. His night is done with 11. And back into the ball game's Jacob Arthur, a 6'2 freshman. Just over a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. And that is a rebounding foul, team foul number 9. So it's not double bonus, but Nash Huff will go to the other end. He's 2 of 2 on the year. You do the math.
100% maybe?
Good call.
We might have just jinxed him.
That's why I didn't want to finish it.
No.
Coach Gibson over here doing the Mad Libs book.
Got it.
Give him 5 now on the night.
Sorry, I was preoccupied listening to all these guys up there back behind us.
In and out on that one. Nash will set on 5, 1-2 on that trip. 6:55 and counting in the fourth, 59-40. Diaz out front, gives it off to Giltner. Giltner drives, top of the key. Back off it comes now to Arthur, the freshman, using a spin move, gives it off to Diaz. Tried to drive into the paint. I'll try it again. Gets cut off, stops, pop from the elbow on the left side. That shot will not go. Nice offensive rebound and put back. Strong take for Josh Clemens. Clemens has been quiet tonight. That's just his second basket, so give him 4, and it's 59-42. Minute and a half gone by or so here in the fourth. Green out top to Huff. And now the Senators will do a little dribble handoff exchange. Nash will come near side. Parker will drive, had it poked away from behind by Giltner. All Parker could see was the sea of yellow parting right in front of him. He thought he was going to have a wide open drive. Got it poked away from behind. 1-4 low set. Harrison on the ball side corner. They'll lob out instead off the block to Holden. Back to Parker. They try to go, and Harrison throws it away. Bounce pass. Try that to the post. Harrison making up for it, trying to get the steal and the save, but he flies out of bounds before he could save it in. 6:01 to go in the fourth. Have I said throw a bounce pass to the post yet this year? Maybe once.
I think.
Once.
If I remember right. This was the second time.
Gotcha. Okay. Glad you're keeping count and score. 5:58 and counting in the fourth. Clemens with it, spins, tries the up and under, spins back out of trouble again, kicks it out to Jacob Arthur. His 3 will be an air ball. Clemens with another rebound. He goes to work here in the fourth, kicks it out to himself here with the little dribble out. And he's able to reset the puppies and knock one down from deep. So
who
said, well, I can't pass it to myself, but I'll dribble out like a kick out and let one fly as Clemens gets his 7th point of the night. First triple for him. 59-45. Timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout. 5:41 to go here in the fourth. Somebody at halftime, I don't remember who it was, said, I'm interested to see how this team closes things out with a nice cushion here at the break. It was a 22-point lead, and suddenly it shrunk to 14.
That was me, and we're not closing out. I thought third quarter, but in the start of the fourth, we've gotten one shot up and went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. So, I mean, I'm not taking this blame. I'll take third quarter blame. I'm not taking this one. We've turned the ball over twice and missed a free throw.
Hey,
so
who's pointing fingers? Not me. 5:34 and counting in the fourth. Out of the timeout.
There's a bounce
Jake
pass.
underneath is doubled. Zips it out to Holden, over to Nash. He'll dribble drive, floater, got it to go. Nice take by Huff. Huff now with 7 on the night. One away from his career high of 8. 61-45. Dribble drive for Jacob Arthur. Cut off. He'll kick it out to Giltner. Back out to Diaz. Nash hits the deck. Diaz kicks out to Giltner. Now off to Clemens. Nash on the floor again. Must be mopping up a wet spot. I don't know. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth, and a three-pointer again for Clemens. He's now got 10.
That one was Giltner, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Pass.
My fault. Maybe the pass from Giltner.
Down to 13.
61-48. I'm just glad you're keeping me straight here tonight with the names and the stats as they feed down low to Jake. And the big dog, a big night for him. Well over 20 now on the night, 63-48. Giltner with another kick out. 3 ball will not go. Rattled around, wouldn't fall for Jacob Arthur. Offensive rebound for Giltner, wouldn't go. On the back tab, another offensive board. It was kicked out to Matthew Arthur, and on the dribble drive, we'll have a foul on the block. So Matthew and Jacob Arthur owning the Senators on this possession. 4:18 to go. And the foul on the Senators will be their 6th, and for Strange, he'll pick up his first of the night.
Just to show you, I mean, that's their 6th rebound to R1 this quarter. We're just being outworked right now.
Jacob Arthur can't take advantage at the stripe with the clock stop. Putting that one in and out, no good. Jake with 23 on the night. Second free throw is up and good though for Jacob Arthur. And the Mustangs make it now a 63-49 score. Green drives, kicks off to Huff. Quick three, a little long. Maybe not the shot we wanted off first pass. Push and transition. Clemens with it off to Diaz. Three's an air ball. And it'll go back to the Senators. So a lot of one-pass, quick trigger threes here.
I would really like to get the ball in the hands of our point guard at some point. Would that be too much to ask?
There you go.
There it is.
You asked for it. Oof. Gave it right back, though. And Parker has it tipped away.
There's one of those lob lazy passes.
Turnover number 11 on the night for the Senators, but fortunately the Mustangs with their first turnover of the second half, now 8. They had 7 of them, and they were all pretty quick there in that first half of play.
I'm about ready to take my headset off and just get up and pull a
You
coach.
sound like me last night. Oof. If you do that, I'm afraid you're going to yell for a no-water timeout as Arthur pokes it away from Holden. I like your style, Coach Sullivan. Be patient, get it in, clear it out.
Hey, let's go! Finish it!
And it is Coach May. Oof. Well, I'll say this. I couldn't get the mic turned off quick enough, but I bet you heard it through mine. 3:44 to go, and as they walk off the floor, Coach Gibson channeled his inner defensive coordinator with a no-water timeout and implored the boys to finish the job. 63-49. Did that make you? It's like screaming into a pillow.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
No, it don't.
Not at all.
Oh, gosh. Oh, we'll keep it right here. Again, 3:44 to play. Next foul on the Senators will put the Mustangs in the bonus, but the next foul on the Mustangs will put the Senators in the double bonus, and the Senators not out of the woods yet as they try for their 9th straight win. Gotta like the fight, though. These teams that are coming in are not bowing or cowering down to the Senator team who's red hot.
No, and it's like we think they're going to. And that's one thing Coach said last night. We got to find somebody with some killer instinct. Like I said, I don't mind if, like I said, I'll take an ugly win. But if you're talking about 3-point, margin with 2 minutes to go in the sectional final, we got to find somebody who's going to knock a game out.
Holden with the dribble drive, gets into the paint, leaves it off for Jake, skips it across to Huff, now to Farmer in the corner. They'll give it back to Holden. Out top, he'll split a double, leave it off for Jake. Nice ball movement and off the window. With a little smooch. Jake has 25, matching his career high, 65-49. Diaz with it, left wing. Takes a screen, gets into the paint, kicks corner. Jacob Arthur, 3, left it short. Rebound fought for underneath. Arthur comes up with it. Underneath, bump, counted in a foul. Senators late and tardy to the party. As it's Giltner who gets the basket. And one opportunity for Giltner. Nash picks up his 4th. Nash have to check out on this exchange. Harrison comes back in, so Senators back to their starting 5.
3:04 to go. 14-point lead for the Senators. 13-point.
And it is Giltner. With 6 now in the quarter, 9.5
Get him
in the ball game. And now, way to go, Coach. Antagonizing this group here. Counted in, one on the dribble drive take for Parker. About the time Coach yelled for him to get him off of Parker in the backcourt, it riled up this new Wash group behind us. Imagine that. They've been on these officials since they walked in at 5:45. Parker to the free throw line. Again, he struggled this year. A 47% free throw shooter knocks it down. So give Parker the and one opportunity.
The second half been nothing but net, so hopefully that signs of good things to come.
68-52. Senators have stretched it back out to 16 deep. 3 from the parking lot for Giltner. And this kid's unconscious right now offensively. 68-55, 13-point game. Pressure applied in the half court here in the man-to-man. Harrison with the drive, kicked out to Parker. Parker trying to split a double, off to Harrison, splits a double, gets into the paint, nice fake, nice shot, got it to go. Harrison with 12. 70-55. Scoring picking up once again. Remember, it was 22-21 Mustangs in the third.
This is the most we've given up all year. Actually,
and a walk on the
Paoli,
perimeter.
The opener, scored 55 against us. We haven't had anybody score over 50. But some of these three-pointers, I mean, you want to protect the basket. They're shooting from 25 feet. So, I mean, I'll give them that one. If they hit a few of those, there's not much you can do about it.
Garrett Wilson, a 6'2 senior's checked back into the ball game for Coach May and the Mustangs. Cross-court feed from Harrison to Parker, who holds out top. 2-minute warning in this one. Senators up 15 over the Mustangs. Counts on. Harrison tries to break the count, gets into the paint, gives it off to Parker. He'll now drive, dribble out of trouble, and a reach from behind by Kiltner. I believe will be his third. Senators in the double bonus. It is his third. A $147 to the finish. Coach Sullivan and Coach Myers barking out more directions here as Parker goes back to the free throw line. You know what I've noticed with Parker? He's struggled a lot, and he's been doing a lot of flat foot shooting, I feel like. Not a lot of knees or getting up on the toes, not a lot of extension up high with the finish. The three that he hit tonight were all like that. That one, he had it at finish. He got up on his toes, but notice you didn't have much bend to the knees. A little bit more there, and that one long. So made the first three, missed the last two. 70-55, are you kidding me? Matthew Arthur, second triple of the night for him. He's got 6. 70-58. And a whistle and a foul. They better watch who they're yelling at, because they're yelling at Patton again. I'm going to be willing to put money on the fact he's had to throw a fan out at least once in his career because he's got the quick trigger. Mustangs with 11 team fouls in the half, and that's the first of the night on Isaac Leesner, or Leeser rather, into the ball game, a 5'7" senior. Holden missed the free throw. His sister implores him to bend the knees and use the legs. He gets up on his toes, and that one rattles home. Always listen to big sister, huh? 71-58. It's a full timeout for the Mustangs, and Coach May will talk to Mr. Brian Patton on this exchange. $1:33 to go. Let's get in a spot from El Camino Restaurant in Salem.
Start the new year with some free food from your friends at El Camino's in Salem. Come in and get a free taco Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. only. When you purchase any of our taco meals, you'll get an extra taco for free. Promotion valid online purchases or dine-in. Check out all the great meals and deals through the week at El Camino's in Salem. Follow them on Facebook or keep your radios tuned to WSLM for more great specials. Call 812-586-0199 or stop in at 403 South Main Street in Salem. Open 11 to 9 Sunday through Thursday and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Coach May burns the timeout, his last of the game, and he spent the whole full timeout letting the assistants talk to the players, and he either was sharing his college thesis with Brian Patton away from the bench, or they were going through some kind of friendship
not real sure
counseling.
The officials have been bad.
No.
At all.
I'm not so sure. Maybe he wasn't explaining whatever happened with his assistant or making amends on that from earlier when they got warned. As Holden skies for a rebound, and he's fouled from behind. Team foul number 12. This one will go on Matthew Arthur.
Boy, he's so close to a triple-double. he's got 8 rebounds, and Holden's got 8 rebounds and 8 assists. But what's he got, 19, 18?
19.
Points.
Looking to hit the 20-point plateau, and that one rims in and out. 79 seconds to the finish. 71-58 on foul number 2 for Matthew Arthur. Again, team foul number 12 of the half. Short arm that one. Got to start bending those knees, son. 75 seconds to play. Diaz with it. Mustangs down 13 at 71-58. Diaz with another deep 3. That one won't go. Rebound comes off. underneath to Garrett Wilson. And on the kick out, the Senators with a near steal. 3 players on the floor. They give it off to Matthew Arthur for 3, but there's no timeouts left. But we're going to get one anyway. Harrison took a shot in the back of the head, it looked like. 71-61, 55 seconds to go. Matthew Arthur quiet and scoreless the whole first half. Got his first basket at the 6:34 mark of the third. Getting the highly touted freshman for New Wash has 9, all from beyond the arc. Jake on the press break, tries to feed ahead, throws it away. Turnover number 6 of the half, 12th of the game. Diaz kicks out. Matthew Arthur for 3, that one long. Gets his own rebound to Diaz, who tries to go in the corner. Nash Huff with the steal. Turnover number 10 for the Mustangs. Then Holden will get mugged on a double team. Gets knocked to the floor. Foul's going to go on 10. Isaac Leeser, his second. Hey, would you do me a favor? Take your headset off again and holler at him to bend his knees.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
If he misses this one, I bet I know somebody who will, though. 34 and a half. I'm not talking about his sister. I like that better. There you go. He must have heard us from here, Coach. Nice bend of the knees. 20 on the night for Holden. Holden looking for point number 21. Jake setting at 25. That one's short. Harrison's got 12 to join them in double figures. Out front with it, Isaiah Bogan into the ball game. A whistle and a foul.
Fouled him on a 3-pointer.
Holden picks up the personal, his third. Matthew Arthur to the line, hits the first. First time he scored without knocking down a triple. Give him 10 in the ball game. Second one on the way after a couple of dribbles is good. I guess it'll be the same as him knocking one down from beyond the arc. 72-63. First time it's been single digits. 72-64, 8-point ball game. He now has 12 on the night and a quick foul on the inbounds. 24.9 on the clock. This is like deja vu from last night now, Coach.
This is absolutely, I thought we played really well for 3 quarters. And like I said, they're knocking down some shots, but we're helping them with a little bad free throw shooting.
Parker Green to the line, hit his first 3, missed the last 2 that he attempted. And that one's good. I don't know if some of these guys take a physics course, but perhaps they need to work on some trajectory as well. As some of them shooting them flat, not a lot of arch. Both of those look pretty good though from Parker. High extension. Got to get that follow through up top.
One more stop and it's pretty good.
74-64, quick 3 for Jacob Arthur. Off the backboard, and Holden will pitch ahead on the one-arm sling. And Jake, how about that? Showed the nifty handle there as he saved it. Going to be a kick out, and they're going to just let time expire on this one. 74-64. Senators have won now 9 in a row, and they will head out on the road to finish out the month of January with 3 games starting Tuesday night at Medora. 10-point win for the Senators as they are able to put up 16 in the final quarter of play, but gave up way too many. 27, in fact, to the Mustangs in the final period. We'll step aside for a break, gather some stats for you, and we'll come back to begin our Ace Hardware of Salem post-game wrap-up. Senators the victors tonight, now winners of 9 in a row. We'll come back with our post-game right after this word from Rodney Bruff Insurance Agency and McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
We come to the Ron Smith Court, where we will begin our post-game festivities. Senators, the victors, here tonight on their home floor. They remain undefeated at home, and again, as they close out their home portion of the schedule here in the month of January, as they win it tonight 74-64 over New Washington. The Mustangs will drop to 10-6 on the year and get a split on the weekend. They got the win last night against Henryville, but fall here tonight on the road. Meanwhile, again, the Senators now move to 9-1 on the year, and they'll have a Tuesday-Friday week next week at Medora, at Mitchell. So a couple of pests, if you will. We've got Hornets and Blue Jackets next week, both on the road at the Hornets Nest and at the Hive, and then the next week on Friday, the 31st, as we said earlier in the broadcast, they'll close out January on the road down at North Harrison to take on the Cougars. Here tonight, though, a lot of scoring, and it picked up mightily in the second half of play. Great second half offensively for this New Wash team. We saw what they were very capable of offensively. Thank goodness, though, they had a slow start out of the gate.
Second half, 10 of 26 from behind the arc alone. I mean, when you're facing, that's tough to defend, you know, when you have a team that's just chucking up threes. I mean, it's like playground basketball, and that's why we gave up 13 offensive rebounds. So, you know, it's all those because of the long rebounds. I mean, some of those were from 25 feet, 26 feet, you know, but again, they made it the game they wanted to play. But again, I just, like I said, we were kind of upset in the fourth quarter, but and we did. We made some sloppy passes, and you were right. You know, we were missing some free throws, so we got to get better at that if we want. Like I said, this Bar-Ree went down last night. The sectional regionals are there for anybody who's willing to take it right now. And if we want to take it, we got to get better finishing ball games and free throws.
Let's look at some of the scoring tonight. Again, New Wash drops to 10-6 with the loss here this evening, but they get four players in double figures. 18 on the night for Bo Giltner to lead the charge for New Wash, 12 for Matthew Arthur, all coming in the second half of play, and 11 for A.J. Walter. And Jesus Diaz chips in 3. Josh Clemens, the other starter, chips in 7 off the bench. Garrett Wilson goes scoreless. Jacob Arthur chips in 1. Logan Cooper, that guy had the bullseye on, and when he was throwing darts in that third quarter, he hit 4 from downtown. 4 3-pointers for his 12 off of the bench tonight. Mason Thompson, Isaac Leeser, Isaiah Bogan, and Hunter Wiseman play but do not tally. 64 points in all for the Mustangs in the loss. They go 10 of 14 on the night from the stripe for 53%, and they turn it over 10 times, 7 of the 10 coming in that sluggish first half. Meanwhile, for the Senators, now their 9th straight win as they will take this show on the road for 2 next week. It should be a couple of very interesting matchups. Hope the Senators, though, tighten some things up. They get 3 players in double figures. Almost got 4. Was knocking on the door there as Parker Green has 9 on the night and was 5 of 7 from the stripe. Holden Bausman, though, leads all scorers in the game with 20 points. He struggled just 3 of 8 from the line. 12 for Harrison Sanford on the night, who did not attempt a single free throw. And 25 from the big dog, Jake Strange. That ties a career high for Jake. Second time he's reached that plateau this season. He went 5 of 10 from the stripe as well. Chase Farmer, 2 of 2 from the stripe for his lone 2 points. Bryce Brown, Nash Huff both play. Brown scoreless. Nash Huff chips in 7, 1 off of his career high total. 74 points in all in the win. Senators go 16 of 29 from the stripe for just 55%. They're a 60% team overall on the year from the charity stripe. Senators with 12 turnovers on the night, 6 in each half. They got really sloppy with it there in the second half, especially at the beginning of the fourth quarter whenever New Wash started trying to creep back in. Senators outscore the Mustangs 6-0 to start the game, much like the start last night. Again, we said they started with a 9-0 run against Valley, a 6-0 run to start the game here tonight. They outscore the Mustangs 20-4 in the first quarter of play. They outscore them 17-11 in the second to take a 37-15 lead into the locker room, but the second half belongs to the Mustangs. They outscored the Senators 22-21 in the third and took them to the woodshed a little bit, 27-16, although most of the damage was done, and the Senators hold on for the 74-64 win. Now their 9th straight on the season. No lead changes in this one, no ties as the Senators get another wire-to-wire win. The second time they were able to do so this week in 3 games. Coach Gibson's got the final team statistics as we continue to wait for Coach Sullivan.
Senators shoot really well tonight. 23 of 30 inside the arc for 77%. 4 of 8 from downtown for 50, for a total of 71% from the floor. If you're talking about 27 of 38 from the floor, if you shoot 71% on a night, you're going to win. Obviously, they started hitting some deep threes and stuff that made it closer. But again, they shoot really well. Other side, 12 of 26 for New Wash inside the arc for 46. 10 of, get this, 34 3-point shots on the night for New Wash for 29%. 22 of 60 total for 37% from the floor for New Wash. So again,
do you remember how many shots we even attempted last night?
I don't remember, but that's 34.
You know where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
34 is a big number from three-point land. So unless you're talking about NBA or something, you're talking about the Warriors, they probably put up that many, but that's a lot.
That might be Steph Curry and
not
Clay
this
Thompson
year. I don't know
by
about
themselves.
this year.
No, but normally it might be those two alone in a game.
But for a high school team, that is a ton. And they had to start, shooting those shots. They at one point, what was the highest? 24? 22, I think.
24.
24
Twice.
Point lead. And give them credit. They hit them. And when you start shooting a ton of three-pointers, that also creates a lot of long rebounds and creates a lot of offensive rebound opportunities for them too. So, again, Senators, you can't cry about the stats. Like I said, 77% inside the arc, 50% from 3, 71 for the night. We'll take that every single game. What we won't take is you're already 16 of 29 from the free throw line for 55%. When you're trying to salt away a game, that's got to be better. Rebounding edge ended up close. Senators were dominating it like they were on the scoreboard at half. It ends up 25-23 edge for West Washington. One number that Coach Myers, I know, is going to hate. We gave up 13 offensive boards, though, to New Wash. 21 assists. Again, when you're shooting that red hot like the Senators were, you're going to have a lot of assists. Led by Holden with 8, Green 5. Sanford 4, and Holden also led us in rebounding individually with 8 rebounds as well. So, again, and one thing that they did, I don't know, what was the turnovers for New Wash?
New Washington tonight with 10.
That's actually pretty good. I mean, I was looking at Holden ended up with 2 steals. You know, he's coming off a game where he had 6 steals, a game where he had 7 steals, and a game where he had 5. He had 2 tonight. They did Diaz and Arthur. They did do a good job of taking care of the ball and limiting Holden's his thievery, as if you want to put it like that. But they did a good job at that. But again, Senators stat-wise looked pretty good. You said Big Jake had 25 points. He also chipped in 3 rebounds and an assist. So, again, one thing we got, and Nash did well offensively, I thought. I think the older statesman, Walter, kind of took it to him on the defensive end. But, again, he pitches in a nice offensive effort. Got to get Farmer involved a little bit more, I think. Obviously, he's not going to be a huge scorer, but tonight I think this is the 3rd straight game where he hasn't even attempted a shot. Sooner or later, I think that's going to be on the people's scouting reports, I think. So if you're not even attempting a shot. So, but, again, I will take this win. We had them. We just, they hit a bunch of shots, but for the 7th game in 15 days, we'll take 9 in a row. So, again, Coach is here. Good job, Coach.
Coach Sullivan settles into the headset, and I'm going to guess that since he was slightly tardy getting down here, this may have been another little heart-to-heart that he shared with his team as New Wash starts to try to creep in here a little bit closer in the 4th quarter, made a little too close for comfort once more.
Yeah, we were just in there talking as, coaching staff. We survive games. That's what we're doing right now. We just, we get too comfortable and we get too relaxed, especially on the defensive end tonight. I thought first half we were aggressive, we were engaged, focused, and then second half rolls around. We feel like we're up, 15, 20, whatever it is. Get comfortable and relaxed. Let guys shoot threes when that's really the only way they could get back into the game. So we allow them to do it, and they make a game of it there at the end.
Senators had a cushion of 22 at the half, and Coach, they definitely picked up the shooting, and I think that's some of the things that you were concerned about heading in, is their ability to score quickly off of 1 pass off the break or 2 at the most, and then, of course, their three-point prowess, which they attempted, I believe Coach Gibson said, 34 three-pointers on the night, and they made the most of that shooting there in the second half.
Yeah, they had some kids step in that don't play a lot of minutes and knock down big threes, and we told them, those kids are three-point shooters. It started with them breaking us down off the drive, so then we had to help, and they got those kick-out threes. Their kids were ready to shoot. I thought offensively we stayed aggressive. We put up 70-some points, so we stayed aggressive offensively, but we got to put it together on both ends. We can't just take possessions off on defense.
I felt like for the game, for the most part, we got 2 of the 3 keys to victory that we had tonight. Transition defense, not sure about that in the second half. But the scoring balance we started to get a little bit more of again here tonight, and then some gap attack, offensive looks against whatever they may be giving us, zone or whatever it may be. And I thought we did those last 2 fairly well. And then again, the scoring balance, you get 3 guys in double figures, 2 at 20+. Jake ties a career high. Nice to see him bounce back after just 5 points last night. Parker knocking on the door as a possible 4th scorer in double figures, fell just short with 9. But, Jake and Holden kind of getting things going. And nice to see Harrison have a solid weekend with a couple of games in double figures as well.
Yeah, we need that. We continually talk with Harrison about how he should be a 10 to 12 point a game scorer just with his athleticism. Getting 4 to 6 points off offensive rebound is another 4 to 6 off of slashing and getting dump offs. So that's good for him. This weekend we're going to need to continue to see that. Love to start seeing 4 guys in double figures. We've talked about that in the past. When we can get 4 guys in double figures, we're going to be tough to beat. But again, Coach Myers, he's a defensive guy, and he's pretty upset tonight with our second half performance, as we all are, and as we should be on the defensive end. But I told him, it's like, we can only be so negative as you said at 9-1, and then we look like we're crying too much. And I get that too, but we talked. It's like this is where we want to be. We compare ourselves. We try to as coaches to the Bar Reeves and the Lagodes in our area, because that's what you want to strive to be. You know, a team that goes out, takes care of business night in and night out. So when we don't do that, we get a little upset as coaches, but we're happy where we're at, sitting at 9-1.
I think it's a two-edged sword, because at 9-1 and 9 straight wins, you've shown your potential as a team and what you're capable of, but you haven't played up to your potential. There's a big difference there. Yeah, there definitely is. You know, it's like, you know, last night we couldn't hit a shot. Tonight we were hitting shots, but then we kind of took a defense, got rested on defense in the second half. We just got to put a full game together, offensively, defensively, and I feel like we really work hard against you know, good teams, and that's why those games are so exciting, and we're really engaged for 4 quarters in those games. But we've got to do it and get nights like tonight. You know, New Washington's not a bad 1A basketball team. They're sitting at, I believe, 10-5, 10-6 coming into tonight. So, you know, that's a pretty positive team. Then we come out and we acted like we wanted to take it to them. But again, it's just all about finishing and putting things together. Contrasting styles, a couple of intriguing matchups at Medora and at Mitchell. It seems like it's been a while, at least after 4 straight home games, that we've been on the road, not really that long, but be interesting to see what your guys are able to come up with on the road with a couple of interesting matchups. Yeah, you know, it's another big week for us. You know, again, it's a sectional opponent / PLAC team Friday night. So, you know, we don't take anything for granted. I don't care if we're playing Medora. I don't care if we're playing anybody. Whoever it is, we're going to prepare the same way. You know, we've scouted them. We're going to, you know, treat it just like another game, because we want to go in there and see, again, can we take care of business for 4 quarters, or are we going to come out and think, hey, it's Medora, we can take the night off and be in another situation like we were tonight. We don't want to do that on Tuesday. And then Friday, you know, Mitchell's playing good ball again, played B&L within 1 point last night, so that's big for them. They got a lot of athletes, guys that can penetrate, dish, kick, shoot, kind of like what we saw tonight, but probably even a little better. Hopefully after the game here tonight with New Wash and kind of the way we ended that after having a big cushion, and then the game last night, letting a 1-win team hang around, the boys have certainly, I hope, learned their lesson as we head into these 2 games this coming week on the road. But, Coach, congrats on another win, your 9th straight, and we'll look forward to talking to you prior to the tip at Medora on Tuesday night. All right, thank you. Coach Sullivan joins us on our Ace Hardware of Salem post-game wrap-up here from the Ron Smith Court. We'll hear from Ace Hardware in Salem, and we'll come back to wrap things up. Senators win on their home floor tonight, 74-64, the final over the Mustangs of New Washington. Back to finish things up right after this.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.